Hey everyone, a Blender 10 podcast.
Welcome back.
Episode 1. So this is take two of episode 1. We had a previous episode 1. It was all recorded. It was ready to go, but it got lost.
Yeah.
And so we got to do this again.
Try it again.
We'll talk about all the things we were talking about before. We're just going to talk about those things again. I guess starting with kind of not an old movie review, but kind of a classic.
Yeah.
Which I rewatched recently with some friends, actually.
Oh, really?
Including at least one person who had never seen it before. Mm-hmm. And I think they said, like, it needed a rewatch, like, to really...
Yeah. That is how it works, kind of, I think, with that one, yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to watch it a couple times. It actually, generally, like, the best way to watch it is actually, if you watch it in reverse...
It does work.
It works because that's the way that, like, the time works.
Mm-hmm.
But a problem, I tried watching it in reverse, and it reversed all the speaking parts. And English is one of those languages, it's better forwards than backwards.
Yeah, 100%.
Even with subtitles.
Yeah, even with the right actor, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Speaking of the actor, though.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
We just saw him, actually. Yeah.
We got back. We went this morning.
Yeah.
11:30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 11:30 in the morning.
We watched some trailers, and then we watched the movie. And... I was very impressed with him in particular.
Yeah.
You know who he reminded me of this?
What's that?
It's not a real person.
Yeah.
He reminded me of Howard Stark from the MCU.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, I think it's the mustache.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
which he hasn't always had, but I think it works.
I was waiting for him to show up because I saw that he was in the credits, and then when he did show up, I almost didn't recognize him at first. But then I processed of elimination to him. Into
it would have worked better if it was in reverse, I think.
Yeah, actually, Actually, unironically, some parts of this would actually hang together pretty well.
You're right. Yeah. And a lot of it's not even in English, so it would work that way as well.
Very true. Overall, very good. Very good. Not everybody had a mustache.
No.
But very good, nonetheless.
Yeah, either way.
We're expecting it to get a lot of positive reviews.
Yeah, I would liken it to some of the other contemporary directors. Like the big ones, obviously, like the big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
The guy, and I just feel like when you're trying to convey a message like that, it can really come out when you put a lot of work into telling it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was overall, I think we were very impressed. Imperfect, but good. I think that's basically what I said
that's exactly
what it finished. But overall, very good, and the snacks were great. That was one of the highlights of the film.
Yeah. It feels like they did it for us.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Good job today. It's perfect time in the morning.
Yeah, excellent work, guys.
I was reading.
Shout out to them.
Recently, I was reading. I read it every year, and
oh yes,
it's one of those books. Yeah. So the plot, for those of you who've never read it, is he thinks it's his dad, but it's his granddad. It's kind of a classic now. Yeah. It wasn't as tropey at the time.
No, they pioneered that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like Seinfeld or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a real original kind of feeling. Piece of work, and I it's exciting. It's not an experience I've had in my own personal life, but still very good, and I think is gonna be something that we talk about a lot in the future. That comes up a lot, not just on our show and in future podcast episodes, but indeed on everybody's show and their podcast episodes.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to unpack there, really. I think a lot of details get missed by the average consumer of the book series because they're not part of the kind of the community outside of the main narrative that's being conveyed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's special. It's special that you have that, though.
Yeah, I agree. So this is interesting. One of the things when we started the Blender 10 podcast. And one of the things I think we want to do with the channel is kind of call back to some of the media that inspired us.
Yeah.
And I remember in the 90s, they used to be very common, these radio shows would have call-in features. And those days it was with the phone with like extra the phone had different like servers you could click on.
Yeah.
To get different people in for different things.
Depending on which one you call.
Yeah, exactly. But we have, for us, we have Discord servers and things of that nature. And so we thought it'd be really good if we could all hear from one of the viewers. So I kind of do like the people's voice. One of the comments we had gotten was that someone was actually having difficulty getting us feedback because they couldn't get into their email account.
That's right, yeah.
And so we thought that we could kind of help those viewers who are struggling with remembering their email passwords.
Yeah. It's call in while we're live, right now, and we can take calls like that. Not now because we have one
already.
Yeah, but next time, feel
episode
free
2.
Yeah, feel free.
But we've got we're gonna bring in Sven here, who's watched a bunch of our videos. Has been a fan since since the early tutorials.
Huge supporter of the channel.
We want to welcome you, Sven.
Yeah, welcome, dude.
No, it's good to have you. Great. We wanted to know, like, we kind of like to get to know our viewers a little bit, and wanted to know before you were over here on our side, what your favorite, what kind of Blender channels you watch, and who your favorite was. Yeah,
they're big inspiration for us, I think.
Definitely. And I think, if we ever make a video where we talk about our inspirations, that they're gonna have to be
definitely
on the list, and maybe we'll watch.
Yes,
maybe we'll even watch one of their tutorials as like a celebratory thing.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah.
And what, like, I guess now that you're over here, and we do our content a little differently than the other Blender focused channels, what sort of content are you looking forward to in the future? Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot that we were going to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that works too, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, we'll write that down. We'll put that on the board.
That's actually like something you were telling me earlier.
Yeah, we were actually discussing doing something like that because we thought that the channel lacked a little bit of variety, and it would be nice to implement something like that, Sven. Thank you for that.
We've got something actually coming up like that.
Yeah, we do actually. Yeah, you're right. Along those same lines.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
we're gonna do it. We kind of missed the season for the time being.
Yeah, we really stacked the vectors on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to do that again now. So we were gonna do that this year or this past year, but then the season kind of went by us, and now I don't know. Now I'm not sure that I think we might have to do it fresh.
We might have to just re-record it, even though the time has kind of passed. Yeah, I suppose.
I feel like the references for this year are going to be different.
A little dated, yeah.
Speaking of which, we want your suggestions for that. We can't do cover songs.
No, yeah, because we wouldn't be able to get the rights for that.
No, exactly. We're not there yet. Maybe someday when we get bigger and whatnot. And I think Blender's on the rise.
Plus, we have some equipment like chairs to get first before we delve into
very true.
Getting licensing and stuff like that. So so it'd be best if it was original.
Yeah, original suggestions for original music. Yeah. But I think we're gonna get there. I think Blender's on the rise. I saw a 100%. Video the other day saying that Blender is going to be a lot of people in the world of game development are going over to Blender, and they're going to need tutorials.
Yeah, I mean, how are they going to learn without starting from scratch?
From scratch, and we do from ours. Ours is very from scratch. It's so before you get in, if you're out there in game development and you want to get into it, and you want to watch tutorials, and you don't know how to watch tutorials, then I mean,
we've got the stuff.
Yeah, that's how we kind of got. That's kind of how we got rebooted, actually.
That's how we got started. Really, send us any Sven as well if you have any suggestions for something. Obviously, feel free to email us about that, or call in while we're live on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always an option.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be back. We're gonna have another of these. We're gonna have another podcast, I think.
Oh, definitely.
I don't want to. kind of get the studio space a little more set up for it. I think we'd like to have guests and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we're just talking about their movies earlier. We're trying to get.
Oh yeah. If we can get him on, I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but I think if we get more pull, we get more respect in the space.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
he'll know us before we know him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll try to get him on and see maybe he has some things that he likes about Blender.
Yeah,
that he would like to talk about.
I mean, I'm sure he's used it.
Well, yeah, I mean, with all the movies, I feel like you can't not use Blender.
He's put it in there somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way all of that is real and built.
No, there's got to be some form of Blender in there, and certainly in his upcoming ones.
Yes, absolutely true.
Yeah,
absolutely,
no doubt.
So let's. I'd say we'll be back before you know it with an episode 2 of this podcast.
Yeah, we'll be popping it up before you can blink, really.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, make sure to do the subscribe to the channel.
If you don't do that, you won't have an opportunity to email us, for one.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way you'll be notified when we have something new to suggest. So
exactly.
Hit the bell,
become part of the community. I think it's like it's a
growing.
Community building thing too. You never know when you're going to make a friend over here.
You might meet someone. Yeah,
you might meet Sven.
Yeah, you might meet Sven. Thank you, Sven, also, by the way, for being here.
He seems all right.
Yeah.
Let's
wrap it up. Yeah,
we'll wrap it up. We'll be back before you know it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to come back. We're really excited about everything we're doing here. And
you can watch all the upcoming videos.
Yeah, definitely. You can watch all of them if you want. Only some, but preferably all of them. And can't wait to see.